Wow, the book police. Saving our world one bad boy at a time. Hello everyone, my name is Sarah and welcome back to The Literary Life. Today I wanted to do a quick book talk about SCYTHE by Neal Shusterman. I think Neal Shusterman might be one of my favorite authors because Unwind and now SCYTHE. Neal Shusterman is one of my favorite authors. I have noticed a pattern, a trend, if you will, within his books. They make me giddy, like they make me excited. I get so hyped up for the next one. So if you don't know, SCYTHE by Neal Shusterman is basically about a world where humanity has conquered all things that could result in death. So hunger and disease and misery and sadness and stuff like that. They've conquered it all. They're basically immortal at this point. However, one problem seems to plague their world, and that is overpopulation. There are these people known as SCYTHEs, and SCYTHEs can basically take care of this overpopulation issue because they are allowed to kill or glean people. They are the only ones that can basically end the life of a human in this book, and they truly do need to do so in order to keep the population under control. So SCYTHE specifically follows Citra and Rowan, who are these two teenagers who basically are taken by a SCYTHE to be an apprentice under him so that they can train and cultivate and become a SCYTHE themselves. And so a few problems come up where basically it hasn't been heard of that there are two apprentices underneath one SCYTHE, and it causes some problems with like the government and the SCYTHE council. And so they decide that whoever finishes their apprenticeship and basically passes the test is the one that can actually be allowed to become a SCYTHE, whereas the consequence of failing said test could result in them losing their own life. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. This book, you guys, this book, jeez. So good. Neal Shusterman knows how to write. He knows how to write. He knows what he's doing. I love this world so much. I think it's pretty original and I think it's really well developed, and I noticed that that is something that he really worked on in this book was the world building, because it is so intricate and there are all these levels to it and depths to it, and I really love it. I also really enjoyed the plot. There were all these twists and turns, and some of them I will admit I did predict, but others I was like completely blindsided by it, and I love that so much. Oh my god. So let's talk about the writing. Disregarding the sentence that I found where someone let out a breath they didn't know they were holding, because oh my god, been there, done that. I really like the way he sets things up for us. It makes it really easy to follow, and I really appreciate the action scenes. I don't know why, everything was just so vivid in my mind, and it was so rich and detailed, and I really love that. So let's talk about the characters. I'm gonna be honest, the characters weren't all that great in this book. They were good, like they were okay, and I noticed that they have a lot of potential, and I get that. I understand that he was setting up this very intricate world in this book. All I can hope for Thunderhead, which is the sequel to this book, I'm hoping it's gonna be really delving into characters and all of the struggles that they have internally, externally. Like, I want to delve into those characters. As I told you guys, I'm a very character-based reader. Like, I love rooting for characters, I love hating them, I love feeling for them. I would say the characters are okay, but they have room for development. I know Neal Shusterman can do it because his Unwind dystology, trilogy, whatever, was amazing. The characters were so rich and beautiful, and I love them so much. So I know he can do it, I just need him to do it. So like I told you, there is Citra and there is Rowan, and of the two, I have to say Rowan is my favorite because Citra just seemed really boring to me. She didn't really have any struggles herself, except for like the obvious one, which is like reaching SCYTHEdom. That's like the overall outlining struggle of the book anyway, so can't count that one. So I'm just hoping that Citra thrives in the next book. Rowan, on the other hand, oh my goodness, I love Rowan. Like, I love Rowan. He is shaping up to be such a beautiful character, and I don't know if that's just some sort of bias on the author's part. Maybe he just kind of had a bias towards Rowan. Maybe Rowan was his favorite character to write about, because I felt like Rowan had so much more depth to him as a character, whereas Citra kind of fell flat as a result. So now let's talk about the one thing about this book that I actually disliked, and that is the romance aspect. I hope this isn't any sort of spoiler that there's a romance aspect in the book. Like, it's a YA dystopian. What were you expecting? Ugh, Neal Shusterman, you were doing such a good job, but then you just did the insta-love thing and it ruined everything. So at first in this book, I was really angry about the insta-love. Like, I was like, Neal Shusterman, you've written Unwind, you've done this before, like, you know what you're doing, why did you do this insta-love thing? But then I started thinking, okay, I guess it makes sense just because it takes place within a few pages. It does say that, like, the timeline, like, time goes by, so it's not technically insta-love, but to the reader it is, because it's been like 5 pages. Do you get what I mean? It happened quickly in reader time, not in book time. So for that, I think I'm gonna have to call up the book police to Neal Shusterman, because it just, I can't accept it. Like, I can't accept it at all. Excuse me, sir. Yes. Can I see your papers? Okay. Okay. Right. Mr. Shusterman, was it? Yeah. I'm gonna have to write you up. I'm gonna give you a ticket here for insta-love. Yeah. You know we don't tolerate that around these parts. All right. You carry on now, sir. Have a nice day. Don't let me see any of that in the next book. All right. Okay. Wow, the book police. Saving our world one bad boy at a time. Anyway, yeah, the romance aspect was just really lacking in this book, and I was really disappointed by it because, gosh darn, he could have done it so much better. I would have loved to understand why feelings came up. Like, it was just kind of like, oh yeah, now feelings are happening. Okay, cool. Like, there was no cultivation, there was nothing special. Alright, so that is gonna be it for this spoiler-free review of Scythe. Overall, 4 out of 5 stars. I can't wait to pick up Thunderhead. The library really needs to bring it to me right now. Overall, I'm so excited about it. If you've read this book before, let's talk about it on Twitter or in the comments or wherever you want. I don't know, I just need to freak out about it with someone. Anyway, that is going to be it for this spoiler-free review of Scythe. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Goodbye!